Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the chat. It is I, Ublink. We're back again. Another episode, and we got a new face here. Let them know who you are.
What's up, everybody? My name is Kage. I'm the newest member of the Tokyo Bronx ACG. Welcome to meet you guys.
He is welcome to meet you guys. That's amazing. I love it. Good. So, how's it been so far with the team? Like, how do you feel being a part of Tokyo Bronx?
It's been good. It's been really interesting. I'm very happy to be part of a collective of people that are willing to make the Bronx a little bit of a better place, especially for nerds.
All right, that's the plan. So check this out, guys. We got a few things to talk about, like usual. We got again the Brooklyn Independent Comic Book Show on the 22nd of this month. We're in Industry City. Come and check us out. Also, we have a sponsor this episode, and we're gonna get a quick word from him. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? I'm Gary Camp, publisher, writer, artist on C1 Comics. I'm here to promote a couple projects that I have working on for a while. First one is Mala Noche, Vampires in the Bronx. So if you want to read stories about, vampires and monsters and ghouls in the Bronx, pick up this book. But also, we also have Superheroes in the Bronx, which is a triple threat book. So if you want to read about historical point of view or retelling of the Bronx history with superheroes in every era, pick up this book, Triple Threat. And you guys, please come out there, support our brand, create, innovate, illustrate, all this great, incredible stuff, Superheroes in the Bronx, Vampires in the Bronx. And also you can find me at c1comics.com, IG, and Facebook. So please come out there and support us. Later.
And again, thank you, C1, for being our sponsor for this episode. Now, like usual, Kage, what are you watching, man?
What am I watching?
Yeah.
So I'm watching a bunch of stuff right now. I'm rewatching a lot of old stuff. I recently just finished Yu-Gi-Oh! All over again.
Yu-Gi-Oh? All right. The 4Kids dub or like Japanese sub?
Japanese sub.
Okay. It's a really different show,
It's a very different show. Very different from the 4Kids version.
Yeah. Like people actually carry guns. People die. Like
Bandit Keith is trying to shoot people out here.
Yeah.
When people get sent to the Shadow Realm, it's not just some mystical land. You're going there to die.
Yeah.
You're going there to die.
Because there was like some episodes, I forgot. There's a YouTube video. I'll see if I can find it again. But they showed you the difference on the episodes. Like there's a scene where the guys come in and they're pointing fingers, but they're not pointing fingers. They have guns. They're about to shoot people. Like this, like Yu-Gi-Oh rules don't make sense because they really go in. It's a horror. It's really horror, right?
Yes.
So like people die and stuff, but they make it look like, dude, it's just
4Kids somehow magically beautified the worlds of Yu-Gi-Oh! From the very beginning.
Yeah. You ever watch the original, like the one where that comes off of the monster game? Well, so there's an original Yu-Gi-Oh! Where he is, Yugi is the spirit within his
Atem the Pharaoh.
Right.
Yeah.
Atem. See, he knows as well.
I just finished watching it. It's fresh.
So the Pharaoh is actually this evil spirit that takes over Yugi's body, and he plays games. So he plays games of chances with your life. So say you're a bad person, he would like, okay, let's play a game of poker, and you're playing for your soul. So that's what he used to do. And then in the original run of Yu-Gi-Oh, the card game came out of that. So then they were like, people were like, the card game seems cool. What's the rules? And they start making up, and then the Yu-Gi-Oh card game TV show was birthed from that.
I see.
So yeah, just a little history lesson. I'm too much of a nerd.
I think I read about that. I haven't watched it though. I didn't know there was an animated series about it.
Yeah. I was on one of my sites looking up some stuff, right? That kind of sites. But I was on one of the sites, and I was like, I saw Yu-Gi-Oh! And then Yu-Gi-Oh! Twice, but the other one was like in the 90s. So it was that one, and then we got the 2000 one was the card game.
Learned something new today.
Hey, there you go. But yeah. So you enjoyed your run of Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yes.
Was it worth it?
It was definitely worth it. Definitely worth it to see the new angle.
Mm-hmm.
It also brought me back. The Orichalco season is my favorite season of all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Just because it's like I realize that every season now is just like they escape one craziness and they're immediately in like it's like they go to sleep for 24 hours and they wake up and it's just like, all right, brand new world order, brand new set. We're here. I know that you guys just got finished yesterday. We were waiting for this moment for the whole last season.
Is it like, is that after the arc that you're talking about? Is that after the dungeon dice? Remember when they tried to do that?
Yeah, that was after the dungeon dice.
That's after dungeon dice. Okay. Dungeon dice was weird, right?
It was very weird.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
I haven't watched that show in a while, so I'll step back.
Yeah.
So what I've been watching this week, I watched too many things.
I know that you love your isekais.
Yeah, I don't love isekais. Don't put that on me. I just like Saito is Handyman Saito. So it's an isekai. Let's go again with isekai because it just makes sense. So it's an isekai where this handyman appears in another world, but he's still a handyman. He doesn't become an assassin or a super powerful magician. He's the handyman, and he levels up as a handyman. So as a handyman, he has all the skills that you would want, and his team is kind of weird. So, if you need a lockpicking smith, he can do that because he's a handyman. He had to open up people's doors when they lose their keys. He could cook. He could fix this weaponry. Like, there's a point where one of his teammates, she wears this big armor and the helmet starts falling off her head. He goes and he fixes it back up so it can be tight and fix her again. He comes up with like new ways of them dealing with issues. He also has a wizard on his team who is so old that he's now senile. So he forgets his incantations.
Oh my god.
On the fly. So he's super strong, super powerful, but when it comes to remembering the spell, he sucks at that. Then also there's a fairy on the team. She's cursed by the moon goddess. So they shrink if they don't give offerings to the moon goddess. So she's all about money. So every time she does something for you, you have to pay her. So if she heals you, that's 1 gold coin. Yeah. So the team is a little weird, but they work good as a unit because they compensate for everybody else's weaknesses. Like there's a part where the old wizard forgets his spells. He doesn't know them, but in the middle of battle, he's like, "Oh, what else was supposed to say?"
I see.
So then,
that's so funny.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's like I'm probably 3 episodes in, and he's this. It's kind of same like the way of the House Husband. I know I've said that before last time, but a lot of more animes are coming out more episodic. Like not everything is a continuous story. Everything is kind of like a little short arc. So like 5 minutes of the show is one storyline beat, and then it goes to another scenario. And then, sometimes it's like half of the episode and then a little segment at the end. So, but yeah, it's pretty good. The team seems to be cool so far. I know there's going to be that new extra character that's coming in after the 3rd episode or whatever. But so far, it's a warrior, a fairy that heals, and a wizard and a handyman. And they just like, he's like, basically the role that he falls into is like rogue thief. So he's the one that kind of like, he's not familiar with traps, but he can like notice if something's booby trapped, if it's wrong, like certain things like that. He's not really good at fighting, but he could fight if he needs to. Again, he's the all-rounder of the group. So it's fun so far, but I'll go with that isekai because like for some reason I was watching the show and it just evaporated out of my head, but it's whatever. But yeah.
You love those isekais.
Oh man, you know what's funny? You know what's why? I'll be honest. You know what's good about isekais? It's just like I like. Oh, I didn't know what else. Actually, what I really wanted to talk about. I only watched 1 episode so far, but it looks interesting. It's Magical Destroyers by Madhouse. So in this world, otakus have been taken into the government and put into internment camps. And there's a band of otakus that come together to fight them off. So they've been protecting this area of like Akihabara, like from the rest of the world. But along with that, there's one main otaku that leads the group, and he has come these three magical girls that he works with. So there's red, blue, and pink. Red is like punk rocker. She has a shirt that says Rage. She's fire magic, and she does her magical mechanic that transformer is not like a wand, it's her bag. So she has this little bag and she swings it and she turns into the magical girl and she uses power. Now Blue is an interesting character because the first episode is them trying to save Blue. Blue is a freak. So she likes like yeah. So she so she likes doing wild shit.
Red is fiery anger, blue is a freak.
Yeah.
Right,
so So I don't even know what pink is. So like that's the thing. But Blue is like into like bondage. Like she gets captured. She has a ball gag in her mouth, and she's like, ooh, like she. That's her thing. So it's all about the first episode is them rescuing Blue, but it looks interesting so far. That's one I would say along with the baddest stuff I'm watching so far.
Yeah, I've been rewatching Yu-Gi-Oh. I took a break from like I watch all the like shonen animes, so like My Hero Academia, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, all that stuff.
I've gotten rid of those, man.
That's fair.
Yeah, like that's not it no more for me. Like I think 12 episodes is my thing nowadays. Like I don't like to go past 12 episodes now because I'm like, okay, this is nice, cool, had a good time, and then if I do enjoy it enough, I can go back and watch it. Like I'll say like my animes that I go back and watch, like Kill la Kill is once a year, and then Gurren Lagann every other. But yeah,
they're so similar in story.
Yeah, they are, but they're so good.
They are very, very good. Like, I rewatch Gurren Lagann maybe once every other year. Yeah,
it's fair enough. It's fair enough.
Yeah, I'm a very busy guy. It's very hard for me to find time to watch it.
Well, thank you for giving your time to us there, right? Yeah, thanks, man. Are you reading anything right now?
I'm not reading anything right now. Literally on my counter next to my bed, there is I'm trying to read this comic book version of Parable of the Sawyer by Octavia Butler.
Okay.
And I'm also trying to read what's in my queue on my tabs. Probably. Well, I read all the shonen stuff as well, but not shonen stuff. I've been trying to read like Black Cat for a while.
I used to read Black Cat when I was younger. It gets good. It's
slow. I've reread like the first 50 chapters.
50 chapters times. Yeah, but it's so good. It's good. But once after that fight with I forgot his friend's name, the guy that betrays him. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Is it Claude? No, I don't know his name.
I forget his name.
But yeah, the blonde guy that betrays him.
Mm-hmm.
After that fight, where they're in the top of the roof and he has the sorry, spoilers. He has the invisible sword. That fight was great, and then after that,
that's what I've heard too. I was reading some things about it.
It goes downhill hard, man. It just tumbles. The book again by Octavia Butler. I'm sorry, Octavia. There we go. Octavia Butler. What's the book called again?
Parable of the Sawyer. It's a book, but it's a book original, but it's also been adapted into a comic book of sorts. Okay. I haven't read past the first 17 pages. I know. Listen, I feel like with what's going on in life, trying to read, there's a mental block there. It's just I need a 7-day break from social media. I feel like that's what's doing to my brain.
I was listening to somebody the other day. They was talking about how they have 3 phones now. So one is just for regular shit, call, contacts, do whatever. The other one is for social media, and that's when they're doing their business and they chop up the hour. And then the third phone is for working out and meditation. So
that's where my life is heading.
Right. That's where my life is heading. I don't have social media on my phone. I just have it on my tablet. Mm-hmm. So I'll use that from time to time. But I don't carry that on my phone. And if I do, it's emergency. I gotta upload something and I did it on my phone. Okay, I'll download it, and then as soon as I download it, I delete it. I got a lot of goddamn Instagram ads on YouTube. Right, YouTube? Anyway. But yeah. But yeah, so that song's good. At least you got something in the works, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm reading is I'll bring it. I'll tell you. I'm reading a book and I'm rereading another webtoons comic. The book I'm reading right now is called. It's a series called the Stormlight Archives, but the first book is called Way of the King, and it's fucking. I'm sorry, I can't curse on my show. It's really good. It's really really good. I'm only like maybe the first chapter in, and I've gotten like two good fights so far in the first couple of chapters. So basically, like again, I don't want to run nothing, but so far it seems like in this world there's there's something called like a shattered blade. I think I'm saying the right name. I think I am. I might be wrong. I'll correct myself. But in this world, there's these like magical blades that used to be able to kill gods and monsters and stuff like that. And a few warriors have them. And if you have this sword, you're like the badass. You're like god tier. Like your sword is worth like kingdoms. Like if you're like people, a king would hire you to like protect his kingdom. Like you'll be royalty. So if you have this weapon, you're a total badass. But also there's this ability called Stormlight. And what it does is like you pull in the storm-like energy into your body and gives you like superpowers. So you could do some ability called lashing, right? So lashing means like is the technique for builders. You know, like when people are making bamboo scaffoldings, right? They'll take a piece of like twine, wrap it
I
around,
see.
and tie it around. That's called lashing. But in this, it's like you can take the stormlight powers and put it into anything. So say you want to run up against a wall, you'll lash your energy into the building. So it'll bind you in the object or whatever it is that you're touching, and you can run up the wall or you can jump up on the roof,
Nice.
whatever like that. So the powers are cool. But the other thing is about the Shadow Blade is that it's so freaking powerful that anything it pierces dies. So if it touches you in like your heart, you're dead, right? If it touches your arm, say you get grazed by it on your arm is dead. Can't use it ever again. So it's like a badass weapon. And the other thing is that they can pull it out of midair. So they don't have to sheath it, they can just summon it. So yeah. So like and there are 10 of these blades. So then so that's the good part so far. And then you find out something people call bright eyes, and these are people with powers as well too, but their eyes are different colors. So if they're like blue, green, yellow, or gray, they have power. So they're like super strong. They're like a tier below the people that carry the shattered blade, and it's so good. It's been interesting so far. I haven't got so far, but like, and everything is a time skip. So like one incident that happens in the beginning of the book, the next chapter is like about maybe like 5 years later, and then it's a couple of months after that. So you feel the weight of time moving. Like so far, one of the characters I'm reading, he's in the middle of a war, and then by the next chapter, he's a slave, and you don't know what happened in that war to get him where he's at. But that's been pretty good so far. And then the other book thing I'm reading, not book, sorry, is on Webtoons again. It's called Teenage Mercenary on Webtoons, and it's about this kid named, I don't know if I'm saying it right. He goes by Jin, but his Korean name is like Ijin, so it's Ijin. And what happened is that when he was a kid, his plane crashed with his parents, and he was the only survivor. And he ended up falling into a war zone, and he becomes a child soldier. And he, he grows up. He's been fighting wars and stuff like that. And his last mission before, his change of life is that he saves these Korean soldiers. So the Korean soldiers is like, oh, who you speak Korean? Why do you speak Korean? You're one of us. Okay, cool. So he saves their lives, and somehow with that, they're able to get him back home. So they take him back to the base and whatever, and they find out that his family is still alive. Well, not his like mother and father, but his sister and his grandfather are alive. So he quits being a mercenary, and goes back to Korea to have a regular school life. And yeah, so he's now this like badass in high school, and everybody's like trying to, test him
Of
because he's
course.
a new kid, and it's pretty good. It's like he comes back into their lives. He's trying to see how it fits because he doesn't really understand family. He's been on the battlefield, killing and shooting people for a long time, so he's trying to fit in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really good because it as soon as he gets into school, it just starts and it goes hard because like his sister is like the cute girl, and a lot of guys like her, but like one of the popular girls in school hates her, so she's bullying her for years and years.
Mm.
So now he's back at school and he's like dealing with that, and then it gets like it escalates really fast because like she has a brother, he beats up the brother. Then you find out her parents are connected. Like her dad is a politician.
Mm.
So now is this now like now the government, not government, but the politicians are using their power to try to exact the situation. But he's a mercenary. It's really good.
Sounds crazy. Most
it's
webtoon series gets crazy. Like
yeah,
that.
it is. It is. But it's really good. It's like because like the way they handle it isn't really like over the top. It feels like one of those spy TV series from back in the day, like Alias and stuff like that. You know how Alias was like she was going to college, but she was still a spy, and dealing with stuff. And that's the thing too, because like everybody keeps like every time people mess with him and he beats the shit out of them, they're like, "Who are you?" Like nobody could be able to handle this stuff. Why? Are you like? There's a part even like in the story when this new girl, not new girl, but this girl that was a friend of his sister comes back into the school, but she's the rich girl.
Mm.
So she has a childhood bodyguard. So her bodyguard goes to school with her. So they do background checks to find out like who's in the class, right? Because again, she's high profile. They want to know who's this new guy here. So they do a background check and they're like, we can't find out anything about you. So it escalates into something else too, because he's like, "Yo, stop, checking me out, stop looking into me." And they're like, "No, we need to know who you are." And every time they get more involved with him, they're like, "Who are you?" Who? So it's that kind of like thrill, yeah, kind of thriller.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Oh man, you make me wonder. I'm gonna slowly get back into reading things soon.
Oh, reading is fun, man.
I used to read. Well, I'm gonna get back into reading Unordinary. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Yes, I've heard of it. I did not my cup of tea.
Really?
Yeah, like I saw it, and I started looking at the first couple of the first chapter, and I was like, not my thing. Like my favorite series on webtoons right now is Weakest Hero, The Boxer.
I've read a little bit of The Boxer.
The Boxer is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a solid book, but The Weakest Hero is really good because it's like kid gets bullied in high school and gets to like high school, and he gives not one fucks. Like there's a scene where this kid comes to bully him, and he just goes and he's like, "Really? Okay." He has his books there. He puts them together and he starts beating the kid with the books in the face. Like he hits him with the knee. Then the guy is like, "What are you doing?" And then he pulls his shirt over his head and then he starts whacking him. So he fights dirty. He's like, "I don't care. I gotta survive. You guys are getting me to kill myself." Because that's the whole like little premise of it. Sorry, so I'll kill myself, but delete. Anyway,
trigger warning.
Yeah, trigger warning because I gotta be careful with words now. But it's so that's what happens is like he's like people get bullied to the point where they do self-deletion, and then like at that point he's like, "I'm not tolerating that shit." So he's just like smacking people with books. He's like this one scene where like some kid, he's drinking, he has a can of soda on the table, and this kid comes into class and he's like, "Oh, I'll do this, do that." He's like, "Oh, okay." And he pulls out a plastic bag, grabs the can, puts it in a plastic bag, twists it up. And then the kid's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I got you." Swack! And starts beating him with this can of soda. With the plastic bag, and beating the shit out of him. Like he'll pick up a brick and hit you in your face and stuff like that. So it's like, that's The Weakest Hero. That's a
I
good
feel
one.
like An Ordinary has that same premise where the main character is also like the weakest person,
Hmm?
or I should say, the weakest person in the whole school. You eventually find out that that's not the case at all whatsoever. But he also starts off from, I want to say, like a good 80 to 100 chapters, just like being this like weak, frail, like in the background character, needing to be saved by everybody, getting beaten up when he felt like it's not necessary. And,
I feel lookism is like that.
mm,
Like I feel like that's probably why I didn't like on
Unordinary.
Ordinary first, because with lookism.
Lookism is that series about the guy who like changes his appearance.
Well, actually, he gets a body.
He,
So
he
he
switches from that fat body to the skinny.
yeah. So it
Yeah.
feels like that. Like it's the underdog, and now he has this thing that makes him um win
Well,
over a lot more
yeah,
people.
yeah. Lickism is a little different because he gets this ability in the beginning, as opposed to. I don't want to ruin An Ordinary, but eventually you find out that the kid had powers all along, and he just didn't want to use them because he was so strong that like it always caused problems for him. And then everyone finds out he was lying to him for all this time as the weakest guy, and he abrupts everybody. That he also becomes the guy who's like bashing people's heads in on the school property, and he has to become the hero. But
Yeah, that's a Korean trope.
yeah,
I see a lot of now, but like I like a few of their mangas. But Weakest Hero is just more grounded
Mhm.
because the kids feel more like in middle school than in like high school, and then it just gets like in their world everything is gangs.
Mhm.
So like the schools have not gang members, but more like cliques. So if you go to this school, you know who's the strongest person in the school. So if you don't follow what they say, you have a problem. And then it spreads out more and more and more. And then by like till you get to like chapter 100, it's like big gang wars. Like it has that vibe. Like that's one thing I could say that the Japanese and Koreans does very well when it comes to like gang stuff. Like they do it from a more like group based. Their gang culture is more like group. Let's fight everybody. Like there's a strong person, we can respect them, stuff like that. But it's
Yeah.
it's just a different vibe. But yeah, that's what I'm reading right now. So last segment, like usual. Kage, what are you playing?
What am I playing?
Hmm?
All right, I mostly play Apex and Overwatch.
Okay.
But I have been also replaying Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And
What led you to go get back into that game?
a friend of mine had a birthday party, and he asked which Marvel vs. Capcom game would you like to play, and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is my favorite because it has
Nice.
Phoenix Wright, and
Yeah.
I like the dynamics of the game. Like every character feels weighted appropriately, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You're talking about people like Zero who broken? Come on.
Oh,
Zero is freaking broken in that game. Zero and
everyone is broken in
Virgil.
that game. That's what makes it great.
No, Ace Attorney is actually becoming like a really good character right now. Like I've seen him win a couple of tournaments.
Mhm.
But dude, that Zero and Virgil is a problem. Virgil is always a problem.
I don't know. I feel like you could also throw Wesker.
Wesker isn't as bad as like, dude. He has stop. Virgil has a move where he throws a blade out and it sticks to you as a super. Then he has an air super where he says sickles all throughout the stage that hit you from anywhere, right? And then he has a power up that makes him faster. He has a teleport. He has a teleport slash that gets you right underneath the character if you're on the other side of the screen. That guy's a problem. Like but I get where you're coming from. That's a great game, man.
Yeah.
I see that the people are modding it now. If you play,
I saw that. Yeah. I can't with people, but yeah.
No. But yeah, that's good. So what made you like get into Apex? Because like,
so I used to play Genshin Impact super
oh
heavily.
Jesus Christ! I thought I was gonna get away from this.
No,
I thought I was gonna get away from this, man. Oh my god. Oh, there's
I used to play Genshin Impact
Oh,
super heavy.
God, go
And,
ahead. Yeah.
but I only really played it with one person, but I don't really talk to that person anymore.
Okay, we don't have to let him play
Um,
anymore.
but I needed to get into a new game, and a friend of mine was like, "Play Apex with me." So I was like, "I'm terrible at shooting games, but we'll see." It's all about. I'm still pretty terrible at Apex, but
Okay.
you know, it's become a pastime. It's become something cute to do. You know, it's just
It feels good.
it feels
Okay.
good. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Overwatch has been the game that I've played consistently.
So you're on
since-
2 now, right?
Yeah, I'm on 2 right now.
Yeah. Do you feel like how you feel about from 1 to 2? Do you feel like there's a difference or it's just the same shit?
It's different for sure. And the differences, at least for me, they're really subtle, but like it's enough to make the game annoying.
Yeah, the fact that they got rid of what is it instead of 6v6 is a 5v5, right?
Yeah, it's 5v5.
And so that means that you don't have 2 tanks like before,
Yeah,
and you just have to deal with more bullshit.
more
that,
bullshit. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that, and the way that they nerfed and powered up characters. I wish that there was a way to like.
Not all characters came back, right?
All the characters came back, but they're either nerfed, like a lot of them are reworked, some of them are nerfed, some of them are boosted and powered up, but they're not done tastefully.
Okay.
Most of them.
Favorite character and worst character?
Favorite character is probably Symmetra. She didn't really do anything to Symmetra super crazy. And my least favorite character is probably I forget what his old name is, but now he's Cassidy.
Oh yeah. I know that character. Yeah. So he's still a problem?
Huh?
He's still a problem because he's Deadeye, right?
I'm just not really good at like shotgun characters and the one Cabal. Symmetra, she's good. You know, I can throw things all over the place. It's in the shadows.
Yeah, you say your shooters like you can do enough. I got it. I got it. All right, cool. Well, guys, that is it. I was supposed to talk about what I'm playing, but I just touched the whole mic and stuff. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm not playing anything. Nothing at all. Nothing. So, we're going to wrap the show up. Thank you, Kage, for coming through. Thank you for being on the show. We'll do more of this. We'll have Kage back on more episodes.
Yes. Then you can actually find out what I do and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, we were always going to announce that. We'll talk more about that too. Mm-hmm. But there's more stuff to come, and Rosa will be back to the next one. And that's it. Well, and thank you for stopping by. You guys have a good one. Hakuna Matata.